find out about the Michigan Ohio State result?
After the game. Yeah, after the game.
Nobody leaked it to you? Nobody.
Yeah, I mean, we were focused on Maryland the whole game.
So when did you find out?
After the game.
After the game, not even on the sideline? Okay, what was your reaction when you found out?
I mean, excited, obviously, just because, we get an opportunity to, go into Indianapolis now and play for the Big Ten Championship. That's why we all come to Penn State to play in games like this. It's going to be a huge opportunity for us. Obviously, it's going to be a very talented team that we're going against and has had a great year so far as well. So this is another great opportunity for us.
Drew, did you know that there was a chance that you guys would go to the Big Ten title game coming into this? At all, like this week at all?
I mean, yeah. I think we all knew there was a shot, but first things first for us, we had to take care of business just because if we didn't, it really didn't matter. So our focus was solely on Maryland, and that was our mentality going into the whole week, really.
First year of the conference, what does that say about this team?
Yeah, I mean, I think throughout the year we really found different ways to win different types of games, and I think we're a resilient team, and we're a physically challenged team in terms of the way we've been tested throughout the year. So I think we've been battle tested in many different ways throughout the year. But obviously, just in general, making your conference championship, and especially in a conference like this, the Big Ten, that's so deep with so many very talented teams with talented players, talented coaching staff, it means a lot to us, and it's something that we definitely aren't taking for granted, the opportunity we have in front of us.
You guys had a little bit of a slow start. Can you put your finger on what wasn't quite clicking, and then what helped you kind of turn it around?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was us stopping ourselves again. Obviously, the first play of the game, we'll get rid of that. I have no worries about that. And Nick did a great job of bouncing back on the kickoff and putting us in plus territory right away. He did a really good job of responding, but it was just little things again that we were stopping ourselves more than they were stopping us today. So we're gonna have to dissect the film and look at it and be honest with ourselves and learn from it because we can't have slow starts like that at this point of the season.
Drew, do you think you did enough for Tyler to get him to New York?
I mean, I hope so. I think Tyler deserves to be there. I don't know. I would say he deserves to be there 100%, but in terms of statistics, I have really no idea about that. That's not really up to me. It's up to the voters.
Drew, I think it was after the Purdue game you said the team's goal is to be the most improved team in the country. How has this team improved, do you think, over the last couple of weeks, and how can you get even better between now and Indianapolis?
Yeah, I mean, I think the positive thing for us, there's still a lot of areas to get better, and especially offensively, self-reflection. For me, at least, there was a couple throws I missed throughout the game today that I thought I could have been cleaner at and put us ahead of the sticks and, hit some bigger plays down the field. So there's always going to be areas to improve on, but I think the good thing is that we've been improving over the last half of the season every week, but we just got to keep putting our foot to the gas pedal and finding different ways every day to get better and ultimately practice really hard at this point of the year, even though the physical reps might be limited just because of the point that we're at in the season. Our mental reps have to be really dialed, and we can't let anything slip by at this point of the year.
If you find out about Ohio State losing until after this game, that's still kind of fresh then. I mean, how excited are you to go to Indianapolis?
Really excited. I mean, obviously, the reason I came here and a lot of other guys came here was to obviously get developed on and off the field, but have opportunities to go play in games like this. And they don't come around every year. You definitely have to earn it every year that you're in this conference. And, I think we've shown that in different ways throughout this year. So, I'm just extremely excited for the opportunity we have in front of us. Again, I know they're a very talented team. And we'll get to learn more about them in the next 24 hours really for us. But I think we're going to the next 24 hours, 12 hours, really digest this win, see the things that we did well, and see the things that we have to improve on to put ourselves in a better position just to improve on a weekly basis.
Drew, how did this team get to this spot from where it was after the Ohio State game? You guys said we have to flush it. That's easy to say, but how did you guys go about doing that and resetting?
Yeah, I think it started with the coaching staff and us as leaders throughout the team. Obviously that wasn't turnout that we wanted in that game, and we were frustrated by it. But we look to the bright side that we still controlled ultimately our own destiny. And there was just a huge opportunity in front of us with the games we had coming up on our schedule after that point of that game. So I think we just did a great job of coming out and getting better each week and practicing really hard, like a team that wants to get better and wants to play well.
What's the hardest part about winning 11 times?
I think the consistency part of it, because it's very hard to win in college football, no matter the team you are, no matter who you're playing. I think there's countless cases across college football every week, really. So it's a game of momentum, and I think in a game of resiliency. So I think we've done a great job throughout this year of just getting better at that, and when we have been tested, just bouncing back in different ways and finding ways to win multiple different games in multiple different styles. And I think that's the best part about our team right now. Like, we've won in a lot of different ways, scoring a lot of points on offense, and critical 2-minute drives earlier in the year, or also just relying on the run game more, similar to like today, honestly. And just finding different ways to win games is the most important part about being resilient.
What's your key to being able to do it? Is there something like, how do you do what you just said? What's the key?
I think it starts with leadership and just no flinch mentality, really. I think it's just a mentality that you have to take, because football, like, not everything's going to go your way. And you have to deal with that and learn from that and just move on from it and have a no flinch mentality. I think we have a great job of that this year.
Drew, how do you go about the measuring stick of getting better? Because you can't just go by what the score is on Saturday.
Yeah, I think it's reflecting on the film, really, because the film never lies. Statistics at times lie, but the film never lies. And I think what we've been putting on tape in the last couple of weeks has been consistency, but I think there's areas to improve on in terms of consistency throughout the last 2 weeks, specifically on offense. Just staying ahead of the sticks more, converting more third downs, and just starting a little bit faster. So there's a lot of improvement to just build on, but we're gonna just reflect on the film, because again, the film never lies.
Coach Franklin said he no longer have an off day tomorrow. What was the mentality of the team in that? Are you guys excited now to go prepare for Indianapolis? Was anyone disappointed?
No, nobody was disappointed. I mean, honestly, like, it's just a huge opportunity that we have in front of us. Again, I said it earlier, but this is why we come to Penn State, to play in games like this and have opportunities like this. So we're not going to take it for granted. I know we're going to have a great week of prep. Coaches are going to have a great game plan for us, but as players, we have to come out, tomorrow and reflect on the game and make the corrections from today, move on, and then just keep pushing every day and find different areas of our game to get better at, and then just learning and studying the game plan throughout the week.
What's the hardest thing about being consistent from week to week in a long season?
I mean, I think the biggest part of it is probably the longevity of the season. Obviously this is our 12th game, but it's been a 14-week regular season with the 2 byes, and then also you add in the month of camp. So we've really been going at it for 18 weeks straight. Really, even if we've had a bye week, it's not really an off week for us as players. So mentally, it's a grind, and physically, it's obviously a grind, just with the physical nature of football. So I think it's about not feeling bad for yourselves, because we're fortunate enough to be playing meaningful football, and there's a lot of teams across the country that really, this might have been their last game, no matter what the outcome of their game was. So we're playing a lot of meaningful football right now, and we don't take that for granted. And at the end of the day, this is what we signed up for, to be in opportunities and positions like this. So we can't complain about the things that come with it if we're in those positions that we always want to be in.
What was your reaction when you found out Michigan had won? What were you doing like that whole?
We were in the locker room, and Coach Franklin told the team, and honestly, we were just all really excited, because obviously, coming into today, our focus was solely on Maryland, because we knew they were a talented team, and we had to handle business in general just to put ourselves in the best position possible. And then obviously, when you hear news like that, that we're going to be playing for the Big Ten championship, we're obviously super excited, and we're looking forward to the opportunity we have in front of us.
We haven't been able to see a lot of Tyser Denmark in games. He had a touchdown today. What can you say about him and how talented he is?
Yeah, I think the cool thing about just learning and developing a connection with the younger guys in the program. Obviously, Tyser got here in the summer, but just seeing his growth physically physically and mentally. And I think Tyseer is really putting it together mentally right now. And you know, it's really been like that for the last month and a half. And it's really cool to see like him just take off, because like in the summer you always see his physical abilities and just flashes throughout the summer workouts, camp, and even in the practices throughout the season. But I think the game has really slowed down for him. He's not thinking as much, so he's just playing out there. And obviously he's one of the twitchiest guys we have on the team in general. So it's really cool just to see him going out there and playing fast and playing with no hesitation, because he has a bright future ahead of him for sure.
Drew, you guys always talk about going 1-0, focusing on that next game. But was there any part of you that was rooting for Michigan at all?
I mean, honestly, like I was focused on us. I can't control the outcome of different games across the country. All I can control is, you know, our mentality and our standards here at Penn State. And you know, we needed to come out and, you know, find a way to get better today and win the game ultimately. And we did that. And obviously, you know, now we're in a position to play for the Big Ten title, which is obviously, again, why you come to a place like Penn State. But honestly, like we were just solely worried about us and our process.
Yeah, Drew. Penn State hasn't played a Big Ten title since 2016. How excited are you guys on the team, and what's part of your mentality going into it?
I mean, super excited. Obviously, it's kind of fresh for us, so I don't know if it's really even set in for most of us so far. And honestly, our mentality is one of excitement and opportunity, just because you know, obviously, it's just playing for the Big Ten championship. I think the one of the best conferences in the nation in general. So to be a part of that conversation and to be in that game is ultimately what we work so hard for in the off season and train so hard for during the season. So it's just a great opportunity for us, and we're super excited about it. And you know, we have to just focus on our process and find ways to get better throughout this week.
Drew, how long will you analyze this Maryland game before focusing on Oregon?
I mean, typically, no matter the game, it's more of like when we hit period like 2 or 3 in practice, we move on to next week's opponent. So, I mean, like early afternoon, really. You know, I'll watch the game either tonight or tomorrow morning to have my notes and, you know, talk to Danny and Coach K and their thoughts about the game and things that we need to do better. I need to do better specifically. And then once we get out to practice, and we flip the page, that's when I really start, you know, flipping the page mentally and preparing for the next week's opponent. So it's kind of like that throughout the season in general. Like we always talk about, our process is the process, no matter if we win by 50, lose by 50, win by 1, lose by 1. Like we're going to do the same thing every week. And I think that's, you know, the best thing about our program in general. Like we're process oriented, not just result based. We're focused on the process and the things that get you to the results that you want. So nothing's going to change from that standpoint this week.
What was that moment like for you in the locker room when you found out that you guys were going to the Big Ten championship?
Can you say it again?
What was that moment like for you personally when you found out you guys were going to the Big Ten championship?
I mean, just one of excitement, obviously, because I know I've said it a ton already, but like this is why you come to a place like Penn State to have opportunities like this and to have just moments like this, ones that you'll never forget in general for the rest of your life. So, you know, we're super excited for the opportunity that we have ahead of us, and we know it's going to be a huge challenge because of the team that we're going against. They're super well coached, disciplined team, and obviously talented. That goes without a doubt. So it's just another opportunity for us to come out and play football at the end of the day, because, you know, this is why we train so hard for 9 months out of the year to put ourselves in positions like this. So we just have to make the most of it and, you know, really prepare for that opportunity when our moments come throughout the game next week.
Did you have a moment with a particular teammate or coach when you found out?
I mean, I'll just say my roommates, particularly like Shelton and Ruli, because we were next to each other when Coach was breaking it down. And it was just more of one of like excitement and just realizing the opportunity that we have in front of us.
Thanks, Drew.
Thanks, Drew.